I'm joined here with William Yap, the president of the LGBTQ plus community at Lakeland College. And today we're going to be talking about their upcoming event called the Coming Out Series, the final chapter.
It is the final chapter, yes.
Yes. Well, thank you so much for coming in. I saw this event and I thought this is so unique and interesting. So please, can you tell me just a little bit about what the Coming Out Series is?
Of course. So yes, like you said, it is the final chapter. The very first one that we ever held was about 2 years ago, I believe, and it was just for Lakeland College students at the time. And it was giving the audience a chance to hear the events that led the speakers to coming out and what challenges they've felt ever since then. And so it was a chance for, one, the speakers to relive that moment, to go back to that feeling, but in a supportive atmosphere. And for two, for the audience to go, I can't believe that's what you had to go through. The second one, when we held it in Vermilion, was to put the audience into the speakers' point of view, to put them in their shoes so that they can feel the exact emotions that the speaker had felt in those times. So it was, that's why I included a mother whose daughter came out to her, and she had used some very powerful language, words that if anyone would have heard it, go, oh, I can't believe you felt that strongly about it, but now I get to feel your journey of accepting your daughter. This final chapter, though, is going to be taking it one step further, because we are putting the audience through their own coming out story. In that way, they get to live the coming out journey, and they get to figure out how they're going to react, how they're going to feel, and how they specifically will handle a coming out story.
And why is it so important for, audience members and people to come out and get involved with this event and, take part in it?
Well, I've said it time and time and again that one of the biggest things that we in the LGBT community are going to need moving forward to get the movements, to get the rights that we want, we need allies on our side. And in order to get allies on our side, they need to understand our story. They need to understand that, yes, when you come out of it is in your teens. So when you are going through puberty, when you're going through all of these painful things called midterms, assignments, and finals, you also have a separate struggle going on of trying to balance the things that you're doing and also trying to keep the people that you care about in your life. And perception is something completely subjective. You may love me right now, but if you find out that I'm not who you thought I was, I can't stop you from leaving.
Exactly, and it can be very difficult, I can imagine. So when people come out to the event, what can they expect to see or hear or be doing?
So I will make sure there will be Kleenexes that are readily available. There is going to be an element of self-care that they'll need to take, because there are going to be elements of depression or anything like that can be very strenuous. So we will make sure that we take the appropriate steps to make sure that is ready and available for the people. But it would be, I think the biggest point would be to have an enlightening moment, kind of that light bulb spark that brings out the true ally in you, that goes, no one should have to go through that. Or at least if someone loses that many people in their life, they should always be able to count on me to be around.
Oh, which is wonderful. And just really quickly before we wrap up, can you just let me know just the fine details, like when, where, and what people need to know before coming?
Yes, of course. So it'll be on October 4th. It is at Lakeland College here in Lloydminster campus, in the big lecture theater. It runs from about 7 to 9:30, typically depending on because there will be question parts in the end, and depending on how long people would like to stay, because it's really important to be able to go to places where you are free to ask the questions without fear of being judged, or to know that you won't be offending someone in that moment, because people always say, when is the right time to ask?
Yeah.
Now is the right time to ask.
All right, well, thank you so much for coming in and explaining this amazing opportunity for people to come out and just learn more about themselves or about the LGBTQ plus community. So thank you.
Thank you for having me.